There it is. JSI Mystified. Welcome. Thank you for sending it. And thank you as well. You are the 15,000th member of the Kame Trick crew, so thanks for subscribing. That is a great time to get started. We're going to intro the stream for everybody watching. I'm Ben, this is Kame Trick. Welcome back to the channel that bridges the gap between real-life drifting, as you see up on screen, and sim drifting, which we are about to do right now. We're going to be starting out at English Town, real-life drift track, the infamous Club Loose. This is the LD2F version. Shout out to the homies who have joined the crew recently. We've got Snowy Gamer 9, Jack Simpson, Tiago C, Caveman of Tech, that's a pretty rad name, Mr. Titan, Napoleon, Fax Off, Zeng Zhao, Deontay, Jalen Oliver, Corey Garrett, Alex, Davey, JSI, and Forbidden Aim as well. Welcome. Let's go send it. We got the Murica socks. We got the PlayStation shirt. We got a need to adjust my over-the-shoulder cam. It's always blown out every time I start a stream, even though I configure it every stream. I'm going to take 2 seconds and do that right now. Bam. That's how we do that. Password is coming up in Discord. In 3, 2, 1. As I post it, I realize I didn't do that, but do as I say, not as I do. And yeah, we're gonna roll into it, folks. Cool socks, thank you. Password is posted. Sing for 15K. I don't have any problem with singing, but I don't really think it's what you guys came here to see. We're gonna send it Murica style as soon as I figure out how to get on track, because I don't even know that much. I gotta say though, the guys who put this together put some nice details in. There's some little Easter eggs. They got the skate park. They got the tire areas. I want to know the story behind this guy. Like, that's that's pretty amusing. I don't know the story. You guys will have to tell me if you know, if anybody is from out there. But that seems like the sort of thing where they had a bash and somebody partied way too hard and got memed a little bit. So that's kind of fun. We got these cool posters up on the wall. Wanted for not checking tire pressures. Alright, we're gonna roll up. But I do have to apologize in advance because I don't actually know what I'm doing. I've only driven this track like once. It was during a stream as well, I think, and it was probably like a year ago. So I legit don't even know the layout. I'm just going to see if I can't follow somebody that has an idea what to do. We'll see if that's somebody's lane. Is that how the track goes? Are we not using this? There's a train coming. I just hope I'm not in their way. Doesn't look like it. Okay, so they're going up there. We're gonna follow the leader. See what we can learn here. Pulling up behind John and the Laurel. This is like a crazy fast looking entry. Yeah, I don't have any idea where the entry point is there. Zero visual references. I can't even see the entry point. Left the smoke mod on, which I may come to regret. We'll find out. Ooh. It's bumpy. Bumps are my natural enemy in Sims. because I already can't feel the traction of the car through like weight shift. So I got to use visual references, but it's pretty difficult to feel what I need to do when there's bumps. I'll pull in behind these fellows here, and we'll see if we can't figure it out. It looks like it would be a fun track in more powerful cars. There are certainly a few sections that are super easy to drift in these. But I kind of suspect that it's not actually going to be that easy to drift most of it. All I can do now is hope I'm going to give myself a little more space than usual, because I assume these guys are going to do a fast entry. And I assume, oh, there it is, that they're going to get on the brakes. And I was not quite ready. And this is how we sight read tracks that we don't know. It's not so hard to do when you've got a Sherpa who is a good lead driver. Although, God, the smoke gets to where you just can't even see. But I guess it'll clear up with just... Oh, am I in the grass? I'm not. I'm blinded by that smoke again. I may want to end up turning that off. Of course, I won't be able to get back into my server unless we restart it. Gearing is not adequate. There, I need a longer second, or I need a shorter second to just run the whole track into third. Oof. I bet that in real life would damage some suspensions. Okay, we need to build a visual reference for when to initiate here. Roughly right there seems to be the trick, but then what? We've got to like pick up our vision to this little turn in, it appears. That was not enough, but it's closer. We're dialing it in. This section is pretty quick here. Go out a little wider this time. And then I assume it's going to be a Manchi. I'm going to use third. Just for that little part of it. Back down to second, which was not a fast way around. But it worked. And I always forget that there's a turn right here. But I'm not so worried about this part of the track. I'm really just worried about the entry. Like, this would all be easier without anybody in front of me, because I can see what I need to do and it's not that fast. Well within my comfort zone here. Try going up to third. Nope, that's not going to work. We're going to do a hilarious set of movements as we wait for the car to gain traction. But we have a visual reference point for right here now. Unlike Bunta. Okay, so that wasn't like a super good entry, but we stayed in drift. Ooh, gosh, I might need third gear here as well. Or we'll have to play with gearing later. I now have clear track. I can see what I'm doing. So I will have no excuses for when I do a subpar job. Definitely didn't actually need third gear for that. Okay, I don't see the point of entering nearly as fast as most of the guys have been doing there. Not a huge fan of like charging up speed just to lead it all off on the brakes instantly. So we'll have to work on our approach for that. This time we're going to go up to third there so that hopefully we can swing it around. Nope, we still don't have enough. These cars are a little slow for this track. I know that there's still improvements I can make on the line though. Okay, up to third. picking up our visual reference and what it is. Fourth is where this concrete pops out here. Bop, we'll throw in the manji. Hard onto power. Ready to foot brake. Downshift. And I spun it. Okay, well, we're getting there. That's pretty decent. Let's see what we have got going on in chat. Youch! Sprinkles Alpha, I drift, but I broke my leg. That sucks. How'd you break your leg, dude? Uematsu with the Japanese. Ohayou gozaimasu. Bensan no buie to swap 180SX bariki wa deteru n desu ka? Nan bariki ka? 310 bariki kurai. It's, Uematsu-san is asking how much power does my V8 swapped 180SX make, and it makes 310 to the wheels. E-brake is keyboard all the way. Hayaksh. What wheel? Wheels are always brought up during stream. We can talk about that a little bit. Yeah, it's a little bit of some drifting. Right. So I recommend belt drive wheels. I really do. I'm not sure that I want to go all the way up to 77. I would go for just slightly faster gearing, not 87. Maybe to 74. We'll try that. Some of it is I'll just have to learn a better line. I think you've got your belt drive wheels, you've got your gear drive wheels. I don't talk about direct drives a whole lot. They're out there too. Great option, very expensive, sometimes requires a bit more setup. Your gear drive wheels are your Logitech wheels. Belt drives are, well, Logitech and Thrustmaster. Thrustmaster makes some gear and some gear belt hybrids. But your pure belt drive wheel is, if you can afford one, really what you ought to get. Far and away the best option. That'd be like your Thrustmaster T300 or better. Or your Fanatec. CSL Elite, CSW. Sort of an awkward shift up to third there, but I'm hoping that lets me link this. Ooh, we're going to need big brakes down the hill if we do. Up to fourth. Manji out. Oh, I let off throttle. Letting off throttle is not a problem, but if I'm going to come off throttle on this track in that area, I'm definitely going to have to use e-brake to maintain angle. And now the car is all out of sorts. Massive understeer. Just generally not a happy camper. Yeah, it doesn't feel very good, but well, that was better. I think I'm gonna have to intentionally go wide and do a dirt drop in order to make that all link together. Okay, we'll be ready on e-brake if I come off throttle. Still not quite there, but we're getting pretty close. Honestly, we're getting pretty close. I don't know how much I would like this track in real life. Like, the layout is fine, the speed is exciting, but the bumps, I always hate taking my old car over these kind of punishing bumps. Circle tracks are the same way if they don't have a smooth arc up into the circle, if they're just like flat and then a massive, just like straight angle, like skate park style angle or something, up to the bank. I feel like I hear my coilovers almost break every single time. Alright, so we're going to come out, we're going to get that, oh, that's a little bit more dirt drop than I wanted. But that was kind of the gist of what I was going to try and do. Meanwhile, we'll short shift up to 4th, so we've got a little bit more room here. Oh, too much. Unable to dig the car out. We'll just hang out over here for a minute. Not the easiest track. Still don't think it's that great of a fit for these cars, but it's interesting. CGH, what do I recommend if I don't have an e-brake? I think spacebar on the keyboard. That's exactly what I do. You can see it in this camera right over here, the right-hand camera. It's, of course, I built this like table so I can have a space for it, but it's easy to hit the spacebar. I think it's a great way to go. A button on the wheel works, but because the wheel's always moving around, I think it's kind of a pain. Direct drives are pretty rad. I was curious whether, Koenigsegg, I was curious whether a direct drive wheel would actually be a good call at first, because, like, of course it's not going to be a bad call, but more importantly, like, is it worth the money, basically? Because in grip racing, you feel everything on the wheel, everything through the wheel. You use the wheel a lot. In drifting, though, all the turns, you're not even touching the wheel. You just let go of it and it's doing its thing. So I wasn't sure, but my theory was that it would be a lot less important for drifting than it would be for grip, because you really need the wheel feedback when you're turning normally, and if you're not touching the wheel, it doesn't matter how good the wheel is, as long as it spins fast enough. And obviously, like my wheel does, for example. But Taylor Ray produced his video when he upgraded his sim rig, and he said that it's night and day. So I'm happy to hear that. I like the fact that there's something even better out, because I think what I've got is pretty solid, and if there's something even better, that's awesome. It's something to aspire to get. But at the same time, I wouldn't have thought so. And I do know that this is good enough for, you know, the 99% of us, but I'm surprised to hear that he thought it was rad. So that's great. I'll have to get one someday. When I get used to the track, do a 360. I could do a 360 in the straight. Yeah. Paddles for e-brake, that's also an option. Alright. Oh man, Super D was so fun out at Apple Valley Speedway or Grange. Dude's literally smacking the hood of the chase car. These guys are nuts. And this is a clip from Memory Lane here. FD Texas, Osbo versus Dean. Gonna miss seeing the Wardhouse crew out of Formula Drift this year. It's gonna be a weird year. I might still try to go down to FD Texas and work that event. They just because they're having it, you know, they weren't going to have Texas on the schedule pre-COVID, and then everything had to get reworked, and so it may be the last opportunity I have to hang with the crew in race ops. So I may go back and volunteer for a couple days. In which case, you'll see me on the big TV again. Renita, nice clocks or socks. Thank you, I appreciate that. But I'll say drift school went pretty well. One of Taylor's buddies came out, his boss, in a Ferrari F12 and did a few drift donut attempts, which was pretty fun. But I got some footage. I will attempt to post that at some point. Theo, what's up? Favorite drift track in real life and on sim? In the simulator, this is a real life drift track, but in the simulator, Bihoku looks super fun, especially the small track. I'm a sucker for small technical tracks, so I would love to try Bihoku in real life, but I enjoyed it in sim quite a bit. Real life, of the tracks I've driven, Sandia Speedway is a really fun place to run. JP, Louis, what is up? Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I dig the shirt. It was just a random find, and as soon as I saw it, I was like, gotta have it. How are things over there for you, man? It seems like a challenging time. Spacebar. Yep, good way to go. Oh, Clutch Kickers is a cool track, too. I think that's a case where the media that comes out of that event is actually makes the track look cooler than it actually is. Oop. Make sure I switch my camera back over. God, that would be pretty fun to do in real life, though, I gotta say. Jumping over the hill, probably just about catching air, and then heavy onto the brakes as soon as you land. Big angle, and trying to get everything to hold together. Oh, that was way too tight. I don't know why I didn't go any wider there. I expected the car to float farther out, so it kind of caught me off guard. That's tighter than I keep thinking it is. Let's see if we can actually do something with this turn. Nope. Still don't have that one figured out. That is fun. I don't feel like I'm taking the best line through there, but I do enjoy that. Angle stalled it. Narrow save. Good job by whoever's chasing me for not punting me, because I kind of deserved it there. Alright, we're going to go a little tighter through here. That worked out swimmingly. Out to the wall. On throttle slightly sooner through there. Use a little foot brake. Huge dirt drop, maybe unnecessary. Ooh, that didn't work out the way that I thought it would. It's a little too slow over the transition, so I could not space it out as far back as I have been preferring to as we go up to fourth. Wow, just too fast. Catch up to chat for one moment. Could I do a real life parking lot drift sesh? Maybe. I mean, I don't see why not. Or do you mean could I do one? That would be cool. I don't know if I could stream it though. Most of the places that we drive, when I go to stream, most of the places that we drive in real life have like miserable cell reception. Even though it's 2020, I don't understand how that happens, but it's like a special characteristic of drift tracks. So I would love to do an actual live stream of a live event, but it's hard. I may try. I'm getting some better audio gear and video gear, so I can do some mobile lives. We'll see if I can. If you play RDS, we can make some tandems. Yeah, I do have the game. I haven't tried it yet. I scooped up 5 or 6 titles, so I've got to try and give it a go. And be such a fun track. I just wish I was home and had my wheel again. Yeah, that's fair. It sucks to miss out. Stefan, good to see you. Welcome back. You met me? Okay. Renita, right. Gotcha. Yeah, I definitely would like to do some real life event streaming. I just think that would be fun, unique content for you guys. I will have to see how reception is the next couple of times I'm at events, but I'm working in that direction. Waiting for a cheap CSL 1.5 to pop up on sale. That's what I ended up doing, was just getting some used gear. It worked well. Will I be free a bit after the stream? Koenigsegg, it really depends on whether I stream late or not. But I might have 5 minutes if I actually end the stream on time. Sure, it's actual fire. Thank you very much. Altruisms. Thank you for sending it and joining the KT crew. Try some all-wheel drive stuff. Probably not during the weekly live stream, but I can do. I might be able to do some edited video on all-wheel drive stuff. I do have a Touge video down Haruna Grid in the 22B, as well as Touge Challenge, where I also used a 22B that you can find in the Kame Trick Touge playlist here on the channel. Did racing run in my family? No, not really. It would have been cool, but my dad, he was into cars, but he was more into like tuning and restoring, not for performance, but just for the joy of that. And I went more in the racing and motorsports direction. JP, cool, you're doing this track today. Good to see how you handled the turn at the end of the straight. Yep, that is it, and that is a challenging turn for sure. I'm just now figuring it out. I don't actually know a whole lot about running this track. Any tips for Manji? We'll see. We'll see if I can come up with some Manji tips. I mean, I don't think it's so different from any other transition. Like, if you practice your figure eights, a Manji and a figure eight is roughly the same thing. The big difference, I guess, when you're doing Manjis, as we'll just do some, I'll leave it in second, is that you're not on a part of the track with turns. Usually when you do a Manji, it's down a straight, right? So one of the challenges for Manjis, I guess, are making sure you wait to transition until you're pretty close to the outside so that you get far enough down the track for it to work out well. Like, you could do a Manji in the middle of the track, and depending on where the turn is, like if I want to do a Manji here, it would be like a little itty-bitty thing like that, right? Depending on where the turn is, will determine whether you can do huge Manjis or not. Like if I want to Manji down this in third instead of going to fourth, I'm going to wait until I'm pretty far over. And of course, this always happens at unique times. We have gone to our 1 minute cooldown on the practice session. So I will get back to that in just a second. We're going to pop up. Oh, this is Sandia Speedway for who was asking about one of my favorite real-life drift tracks. This is a super fun track. It's actually like 3 tracks with little inroads between them, and you can jump from track to track on these little, like, it's a 30-foot wide track for the most part, maybe 35, and then connecting it are little 20-foot wide service roads. So you'll take like a, you know, like a 3 or 4 car length cut through these huge roads on the little tiny back road sized road. It's really fun to do. Definitely feels like threading the needle. Do you want to tandem on RDS? I need to get some practice, see how the game feels, and then I might be down to do a stream where I can tandem with folks. Stefan, thank you for reminding the people to drop those likes. We got 80 viewers. Welcome again, everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight. 55 likes, so we got an opportunity to crank that up a little bit. And again, it really does help YouTube push my stream out to more people so that we can grow the community, which is very helpful, so I really appreciate that. Learjet got a full Fanatec setup after watching the videos. Hell yeah, and in the middle of building an E46 drift car. Dude, that's awesome. If you're not already, hop in the Discord and drop some pics in the IRL drift channel. I'd love to see how your E46 is coming along. Renita, you out of here? Right on. Well, I appreciate you tuning in for a little bit, and we'll see you next time. I do this every week, starting at 9, which was, what, like 40 minutes ago, and going until about midnight. Is Lone Star Drift any good? The Will It formula. Lone Star Drift is awesome. I mean, it's run by an OG, Aaron Losey. He's a very knowledgeable, very skilled driver. He's been to Japan a ton of times. He's the kind of person that is so busy doing things that he doesn't necessarily worry about how he articulates things. So like, he might rub you the wrong way sometimes if you watch some of his videos. Some people say he kind of seems like an asshole sometimes, but like, Aaron's a good dude, and if he gives you his time and you give him, you know, a little bit of leeway, like, great guy to hang out with. I really appreciate knowing Aaron and getting to hang with him whenever we meet up. I got to tandem with him at this track. This is OMC, a Oklahoma track. And yeah, I mean, Lone Star Drift is a Formula Drift feeder series, and of all the feeder series that I have seen, which granted I don't go like watch the content of places that are on the other side of the country from where I'm at, and I'm close to Lone Star, so I do kind of watch what they're up to. But I think that he does probably the best job that I've seen of preparing drivers who actually win his Pro-Am series for going on to have a prayer of competing in Pro 2. It's a big jump in terms of prep, professionalism, knowledge of rule books, and like just everything that you have to have in order to be successful. It very quickly becomes not just about the driving, but there's like 5 other things that you're going to have to deal with. So I think that Aaron does a pretty solid job of prepping his graduates, I guess you'd call them, both as drivers as well as trying to help them a little bit more with like figuring that side of things out. At least that's what I can tell outside looking in, as someone who doesn't intend to try to ever get a Pro 2 license, just because it's really expensive, and I know how much it taxes my budget to afford to drift in my sort of Matsuri style car, so I'm not trying to build something that's like twice as powerful. Yeah, exactly. Pro Riders got it perfectly. Aaron's a great guy. He's got a lot going on, and he gives no craps about just saying like, this is my opinion. If you don't like it, you don't have to. I got other things to do. So the Nissan makes 310 wheel horsepower and the same foot-pounds of torque. It's plenty. It's not that fast, but it's fast within a Skyline R32, which is hilarious. I always thought those were faster. When I drove one at Ebisu, I was like, okay. It's granted a stock one, but still, it's just like, all right. I guess my car's kind of quick. That was underwhelming. It's funny times. G35 is a daily drifter in a first car. We're gonna get back on track too. I mean, it's doable. It shares a lot of things in common with the Z chassis, doesn't it? If so, basically as long as there's an angle kit for it, I feel like that's all that you really need. If it has an angle kit, anybody can weld a diff. So I would not even sweat it. Okay, I was talking to JP about Manjis. And I'm gonna aggravate, probably, the guys that are chasing me. There's that dirt drop that I was talking about. Oh, track owners would hate me for that. And then I ended up stuffing it, so I hate myself. Well, let these two go past me. There's one. There's two. What's up, E-Crew? So yeah, let's do some Manjis down the streets. Basically what I was saying is you want to get out pretty far. So see, I'm waiting to transition. I'm getting it locked in and I'm actually driving down the straight a little bit. Of course, I ended up stuffing it. I don't practice Manjis a whole lot, and it's hard to like point and talk and drift at the same time. But like, hopefully that helps to give you the idea. I'm just gonna go straight around. Whoa. That would be like not as hard in real life as it feels in the sim. I guess I just don't trust the car, so I'm not transitioning as aggressively as I probably should. I'm not getting on throttle as early as I would in real life, so it's making me mess that turn up a bit. Let's get out to the edge. Man, those drop-offs, that would be intense. Alright, up to third. Up to fourth. Clutch kick towards the wall. And we're dead. It's so easy to end yourself trying to do this drift stuff. Follow na. Actually, we won't. I really do need a longer second gear, by like a lot. Let's see if a few more miles per hour will help out. I hate beating the limiter up. I just don't like... I have mechanical sympathy even for fake cars. Another way to say that is I hate working on cars. It's fun, but it gets old quicker than the project gets finished. Thomas says, do I ever drift in Beam? I picked up Beam. I made a community post last week or earlier this week about what games should I get into next, because I did just get a new hard drive. So I did pick up Beam. I've installed it. I haven't actually fired it up yet. I'll give it a try. I don't think that Beam is going to be realistic in terms of drifting. We'll see. I'll make a video on it when I do. But I do hear great things about its like collision model and everything. So that'll be interesting. Kaboom, how's the FFB? Or, well, yeah, I'll tell you. I'll have a video on it. I'd be surprised if it's near Assetto or Live for Speed grade, which is kind of my line in the sand as far as what's good. We'll be doing some Forza, some Drift 21 as well, even stuff that's not necessarily realistic simulation. I'm going to keep AC as the main content on the channel, but I am going to branch out and make some more content, so we can enjoy some fun driving, even if it's not super realistic. Absolutely, Horizon is installed. I haven't fired it up either. I've literally just got all this stuff going. Just got a ton of stuff installed. I bought a bunch of games in a Steam sale a while back that I didn't really think about how big they would be. And I was running kind of low on storage, even though I've already got 2 hard drives in this machine. So I had to pick up a third. And now it is basically an open, basically an open field just waiting to be filled with games. Of course, filling it with games will not give me any more time to play games, so I'm going to have to work on my schedule a bit. Alright. Down to second. That is like the most gangster feeling. Heavy foot brake, e-brake a little bit just to help keep the car at the angle that you want during all that foot braking. And then a downshift from fourth to second. God, that is just a wild feeling. Stuff that up. There, I decided to actually man up and be aggressive on that transition. Surprised that second gear was doing anything just now. Go around Koenigsegg. It looks like he ran a little too wide there. Okay, this wider second gear, going up to 79, makes it a little easier. I need to get a little bit more positive snap right here. I waited too late to brake, or carried in too much speed. That is fun to do though, no doubt about it. Not the best job there. Oh, and we're dead. Yeah, the 4-2 shift feels good. Got a million race sims, only have time to play one or two, Vitor. Yep, that is what it is. What it is, my friend. What's up, Team No Panic? How's it going? Can't wait for Horizon. Yeah, actually, I can't wait for Horizon as well. It looks so fun. And to be perfectly honest, you know, I come from real life drifting. That's what I started my channel on. I've got like 101 videos or something that I made on real life drifting content before I did my first Assetto Corsa video. And then that video kind of blew up and put the channel on the trajectory that it is today. I thought, oh, people are really enjoying this sim content. People are enjoying hearing me share my perspective from real life drifting in the sim and gaming scene. So let me do more of that, and I have. But as rad as the Assetto community is, I've always thought Forza looked really fun, and oh damn, that was too much. Press all the buttons. Yikes. That could have been really funny, but instead it was just a massive fail. Oh well. Anyway, building a channel based on drift realism type of stuff, I recognize that Horizon is not a realistic drifting simulator type of title, but it just looks fun, and I actually am a gamer at heart as well. Long before I had a driver's license, I was playing games. So I guess even though it's a little weird to do, like it feels a little weird just because I was doing this real life content and realistic based content, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do some driving. I don't know. I was gonna say I'll channel some Slap Train. I don't know if that's exactly accurate or if I'm even able to. He's got his own style. We're a little different sometimes. But we'll definitely get some drives in. If you all have any specific suggestions for like things I should try or see, or if there's like challenges or something in Forza, because I am new, or like not even new, I'm like an egg that hasn't been born yet in the Forza community, so if there's some stuff that I should know or try, then message me or drop a comment in the chat and let me know what I should do. What would be good quality content for that game and that audience, stuff you guys want to see. Because I don't know how much mileage I can get out of doing my usual, like, realism-based content. I can certainly talk about how cars feel to drive in the game and do, like, car reviews. But I don't know if that's... Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I'm open for feedback. Shadow Hunter, clipping the grass out here. Oh, clipping the inside like a fool. It's alright. You guys don't watch for the driving skill, do you? We're having fun here. Alright, let's see what Shadow's got. Oh, early entry, wow. E-brake. I'm just driving right onto him. Oh no! Rip! And we tap the tires. I thought I was just gonna roll right up to him, real smooth like. We're gonna hang out right here. Catch up with chat for 1 second. Bam! iRacing AC and DR2 is all I drive, says Kaboom. Right on. Golf ball fingerboarding. Oh, fingerboarding, man. That brings back memories. What's up, dude? Azuri, what's the track? This is English Town. Real life drift track. I think it's in New Jersey. Club Loose. Horizon will increase view counts. Yeah, probably. It's definitely a bigger audience than Assetto. I hope we can retain some quality as well as quantity. We'll see. Forza 7? Maybe. I don't have 7 presently, but I did pick up Horizon 4. Actually, a donor basically hooked me up, so thank you for that. Vito Horizon is fun. Different games, different kinds of fun, for sure. I think it would be better with a controller, too. I will probably use my wheel at least some, because it's pretty rad looking, and people who have Horizon mostly have controllers, so they might think it was cool to see. But, controller would be way more comfortable. Build-offs. Interesting. Yeah, I guess that's a thing. Like, I forget that in Assetto, you don't really build stuff, you know? Like, it takes a lot of work to mod cars. But in Forza, it's just straight-up normal stuff. 5M drifting? Yeah, 5M is interesting. City camo, right. Just bought a wheel after playing Horizon 4. Hard getting it set up at first. Fair. Josh says, had to go, thank you for the awesome videos. Appreciate it, man. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you. Michael, my CSW settings are in the Discord, but in a nutshell, I've got my FFB set around 40 or 50, DRI is off, and SPR is at 120, everything else is at defaults. Fingerboarding edits, holy shit, that's rad. Picked up Competizione today. Yeah, maybe I should do some some grip stuff at some point. JP, controller drift tips, maybe. Yeah, maybe so. Maybe so. My first car was a 1990 Chevrolet Lumina. And the coolest thing about it was that if you spell Lumina backwards, it's the animal. It was an automatic, it was a V6 though, it was pretty quick. I did toge driving in it when I first got started. I have definitely sent it off road, punctured tires, done middle of the night tire changes. Good times. You know, struggle bussing, but it's alright. And my other first car was actually the 240. My first manual is the 240SX that you see on the screen right now. My dad bought that car in 91 or 92, and I basically grew up with it, and then I acquired it from him eventually. Chrysler was 8 when I made him. Dude, that's awesome, man. Do you still make videos? I mean, I look back on my videos now, and I'm like, my videos from 3 years ago, I'm like, oh, I don't think my ones now are that great either, to be perfectly honest. Oh god, 3 wide, fuck it. Mad Max! Everybody panics. They're like, oh shit, he's going! And I die immediately. Oh no. Professional. That was effing terrible. Oh, the S14. This guy. This guy right here, it's Jono from Australia. Jono is a real life friend of mine. We met at Ebisu. We shredded on a dubious Ebisu drift trip. Met some awesome homies from Australia out there, as well as a Kiwi. Some homeboys from the States, who I still basically keep in touch with as well. Oh no! That's alright, Jono. I have a whole live stream of evidence that it takes a minute to get used to this track. Alright, we gotta throw an aggressive... That didn't do shit. An aggressive transition, and too much speed again. Somehow my car has gotten way faster than I feel like it used to be. You know what? No. I don't want to be the third car right now. It's hard enough to see as it is. I'm going to be lazy. Hop out behind Rootkit. Where'd he go? Why? Why'd he do this? I guess I'll hop in behind these guys after all. Ooh. Bumping. Alright, let's try and get this correct for a change. Fourth to second. Too early. Let off way too much speed. I don't even want to finish that lap. Ugh, gross. James, what is up? Also an Aussie. Chrysler from Texas. Hey, right on. I'm just north of you in Oklahoma. I drive from Zealand. Very cool. Mod for a review. Yeah, we can do that. Oh, is it okay to suggest a car? Yeah, sure. Team Matchless. Shikoku, Japan. Maji de? Nihon ni iru no? Nihongo dekimasu ka? That's cool. Boku wa, 大学時代に山梨県に住みました. Have I tandemed with LZ in real life? Oh, you know, such a good question, and it's a sad, sad, sad story. So, I was at No Coast Drift Party, El Numero Nueve, the 9th No Coast Drift Party. It was last year, this weekend. It literally started today this year, No Coast Drift Party 10, and unfortunately I'm not there. It's a great time, highly recommend, but COVID kind of wrecked everything, real life stuff for me this year, so I'm just kind of taking it real chill with the IRL stuff. But last year, when LZ came down, he put out a video on it. I was there. I went out the year before that, No Coast Drift Party 8 as well, so I was pretty well known. I was actually one of the people on the guest list or whatever. Run by Officer Dan. Shout out to Dan. Rad guy, Dan Brockett. He also kind of runs the warehouse and the US stuff for GK Tech, another cool company in the drift scene. So if you need drift parts, I don't have any affiliation officially commercially to the guys, but you know, if you can do something to help out Dan or support GK Tech for something you were already going to get, rad group of dudes, and I highly recommend. That said, I was at No Coast Drift Party 9. LZ was out there driving as well. He didn't bring his one of his cars out, but Dan had gotten a 350Z for him to drive. It's the blue one that Dan then, I think that's the one Dan took on Drift Week with Aaron Losey at Lone Star Drift a little bit later. So anyway, he came out, was going to drive that. I was totally planning on tandeming with him, and I'm sure that I would have been invited to, along with Stuckey and Brandon Wicknick and everybody that, I mean, too many to name, but all the guys that do the big tandems. I was in the big tandems at No Coast 8. I would have been in the big tandems at No Coast 9 for sure. But straight away, early on, something went wrong with the Z, so then it was out for most of the first day. They got it fixed around the nighttime of the first day, and right about the time that the first day ended, because I was planning on driving with everybody really aggressively the following day, but I started feeling kind of off and ended up going to the hospital, ended up going to the ER, and had to have some stuff done. Had a little bit of body issues, so unfortunately I headed home after that, and I did not drive the second day. And the way that these party events work, the way that No Coast works, it's such a fun time. You drive basically all midday into the night until like maybe 10 at night on I think it's a Saturday, and then you party all night long, as late as you want to. And then Sunday the driving technically starts from 8 or 9, but all the people that party super hard are destroyed. They're hungover, they're drunk, they're asleep, they're passed out somewhere. And so what happens is, like, generally all the really solid drivers will party a little bit, keep it kind of tame, get, 4 to 6 hours of sleep, and then bam, right at the start of the second day, they'll be up doing like the most rad, unencumbered tandem, just like lap after lap after lap. And so that's what I did at No Coast 8. It was my first time out there. I've got a whole video on it. It's like a half hour long. And I've got a half hour long video from No Coast 9. Search the channel. You'll find it in there. But yeah, unfortunately 9 was a very short event for me, because I basically drifted like 4 sessions or something the first day. Didn't do any real big tandem because I was mostly warming up, and then ended up in the hospital. Not from a drift accident or anything like that, and then had to go. So I missed my opportunity to drive with LZ. Is what I'm saying. Is a bit of a bummer, but it happens. Chrysler says, "No, I don't make vids yet. Want to get into AC possibly? Right on. Airsoft videos. That's cool, man. My best advice, not that you asked, but my best advice is, if you have the gear to start." And by gear, I mean one of these, like, and any manner of editing software. Get DaVinci Resolve if you have a decent GPU. It's a little intensive, but it's free. Or do like a lot of people and get Premiere, HitFilm, Vegas. There's a bunch of different softwares out there, but just start. It's okay if the stuff is like not good or not up to standard. Like when you're first starting out on YouTube, your main goal is not to get big, it's not to grow. Your main goal is just to learn, and unless you're already really good at creating content due to some other life experience you have, like, it just takes time to figure it out. I mean, I was just talking about this in a different Discord that I'm in, but I produced 101 videos before I had one pop, and I don't have any problem with that. Every one of those videos was preparing me for being able, like, it was building the skill to make a video that would pop. That said, I haven't had too many videos pop after that. I've had 3 or 4 total probably, so I may not be the best person to give advice. But the point is that starting is way more important than actually doing and publishing. Way more important than how good it is, because if you make 1,500 videos, you'll be pretty good by the end of that. Just the repetition. Jay Zell says, drift videos are popular in Horizon, but for other ideas, betting challenges with 3 stars, customizing vehicles, and just cruising. Okay. I mean, I can do all those things. For sure. Dude Jet, would I ever consider applying for hyperdrive? I would. I would kind of hate to destroy my car, and I feel like the way that hyperdrive is, they would come up with stunts that would wreck the ever-living shit out of part of my car, like some of the body panels, but it would be super fun. I would love to. Biggest problem my car has is it's not caged at the moment. I need to get a cage put in it. Jack the Drifter Racer, what is up? Saud G from Saudi Arabia, very cool. Team Matchless, Matakimasu. Oh yeah, you totally do some Japanese. Red. BMW 328i E36 by a guy named Crims. Drop me the link in the Discord, Viter. That'd be fine. My dad is into the 240. He thinks the tuning is... I'm surprised he thinks this too, because he was into restoring cars, and I made my car look like a damn Hot Wheel. But he was actually into it. He said it. He thinks it looks cool. I think he's giving me a little bit of slack. I don't think he cares for the wing. But anyway, he thinks it looks cool. He loves how I drive it. He doesn't really. He's like, I don't understand how you can do that. Honestly, like, he's a decent driver, but he's not a motorsports driver. So, kind of interesting how we're the same but we're different. Let's cut some more laps. Let's cut a few more laps, and it is 10:09. So we're gonna go for a little bit longer. We definitely have a while left to play. And then we're going to continue the live stream, but as we always do, we're going to bounce over to twitch.tv/KameTrick. So if you are into Twitch content, then that is the place to be. If you haven't already, then I will be asking for your support to jump over there, continue to support the stream, and give the channel a follow. We always have a rad time, and I'm actually interested too in changing my streaming up and maybe incorporating some other games in the stream. So that'll be something that might happen in the future. Again, I just have to experiment. Anybody who's aspiring to do YouTube stuff, possibly Twitch stuff as well, you've got to be willing to experiment. You know, like, I've been doing a weekly Assetto stream. I love it. We have a blast. Yes, that was pretty decent. I'm okay with that. However, I haven't really done anything new in a while. Like, I answer Q&A, you guys ask good questions, which is able to let me drop some cool knowledge occasionally. And we have a good time. But I would like to have a little bit more variety for you guys, and also see what happens to my view counts if I do a little bit different stuff. Ooh, that was bad. Like, I had one stream, I don't know why, but I had one stream where I had like 430 or something concurrent viewers for like an hour and a half or an hour. And normally I only run like 80 to 100. So I don't know what that magic was, but like, I gotta see if I can tap into a little bit of that again. That was some like homepage recommended mojo from YouTube. Shifted down a little early there. Cleaned that up on the inside. Ooh, angle stall. Got a little bit too bumpy. John DM with the chase. He's probably going to get revenge for his buddy. Like, the start of last week's stream, Chad is just like, hey, if you see John DM, just like obliterate him real quick. And I was like, well, I'm a hired assassin, that's fine. So I was getting ready to, ooh, speaking of obliteration, I was getting ready to go catch doors, and I think he actually might have flubbed a turn or something, but sure enough, killed him straight away. And I think that he probably has some Shingo points of mine that he's ready to cash back in. We'll see. You know, glad you found about the channel to get inspired to learn drifting. Right on, man. And for your question, the cars generally don't lag if the ping is bad, but if you give somebody a little door tap, it like launches them hilariously. So it's hard to tandem with people that don't have a good ping, but only if you touch. Bad Billy Jack, what is up, man? Gonna be out at Mac Park next weekend. Is that next weekend? Goodness, time flies. I will come out. I would love to drive some cars. My car will not be there. I really haven't touched it in a while. I might do a live stream at some point working on it, possibly later this weekend. We'll see. But I need to put in some time, and I've just been grinding hard on content and YouTube stuff, honestly. Dana, I see someone made a Lambo drift missile car. Interesting. Lambos and supercars, certainly in Forza I can do. If someone lets me borrow their, 4am, what's up? If somebody lets me borrow their car, obviously, then I can do that in real life too, but we'll see. Have I drifted in Florida? I have not, but I know a good number of the guys. So I've drifted with Nate Hamilton and Kevin Lawrence back in the day when Nate was Pro 1 and Kevin was Pro 2. They were on their way out to Formula Drift, Texas, and stopped by a local event of ours. Drove with some of us. I actually had a pretty rad video I shot. Like, it was an old video, so my video quality and editing skill is so-so, but it's just like because of the content, it was fairly cool. But I put it to like an AC/DC song, and YouTube decided not to let anybody watch it eventually. It got like blocked or whatever. Oh, grass, why you do this to me? So when I go to Florida, I visit Anjuku, and they're usually pretty cool about it. I'm sure it's annoying to have people who aren't customers come and who aren't regular, like people that come visit, but last time I was out there, Kevin met me at the shop, and we hung out, got some awesome Mexican food too, hooked me up with some swag, and then I also hooked up with Kip and Team Break Shift, and with Tyson Raw, who's got, well, I don't know if he's still got it, no thanks to COVID, but he had a very cool convertible, I think S13, that was out at Grid Life. I believe he was out at Grid Life, maybe last year. Anyway, yeah, I haven't drifted Florida. I have not brought my car out to Florida, but I've got family in Jacksonville, so I make it out to Florida almost every year when there's not pandemics happening. And if somebody wanted to do a meetup, I would definitely be down to get together with some people. It'd be rad to go hit up the compound, make some content out there or something. I don't see myself trailering my car out to Florida to visit family, but I certainly might be able to come out and hang, and I would love to connect with the guys out there. Florida is an interesting scene. Like, it's come up so far and you just wouldn't have expected it. Texas is kind of the same way. Like, if you told me in 2002 that Texas was going to become like a real hotbed for drifting content, I don't know that I would have believed it. Like, it's a big place, so of course it could from that standpoint, but just the like culture of drivers and stuff they have out there, it's pretty cool. Texas and Florida. nice wide on the track. That 4th to 2nd shift though, oh, it feels so good. Take a weird line through that. That actually kind of worked out alright. He got the heck out of Dodge. Got some good chase driving going on. Didn't quite go to enough angle. It's alright. We'll get through it. We're going to throw it in here. If I can figure out where the hell my shifters are. I kind of fucked all that up. That was a bad time. I definitely shifted from 2nd to 1st. Well, I'm dead. Shadow had an awesome chase. That was sick. He's so good. Shadow is also a modder in Assetto. And he is making Kame Trick 240SX for us, for me. Which will be out eventually. We just made some updates to it. I've got to test it. Ah! Messed that up again. James Taylor, what's up? See how Josh did? Gotta fix the car so you can tandem with him at OMC. Yeah, I do need to do that. Oh shit, I messed that up. I was trying to read chat and then wait for my opportunity to jump out. Bad call. I did, yeah. I DM'd Josh a little bit, sent him some stuff about OMC. Looked like he was doing great, obviously. No surprise there. Will there be more Touge videos? Yes, absolutely. Our next Touge challenge is maybe like the 15th. It's coming up. It's either next Saturday or it's the 19th. I'll post that up in the Discord. Actually, I need to make some proper marketing for it. What's up, Chrysler? Kaboom. In South Florida, would love to get into the drift scene here, but it seems small. Yeah, so I think OSW and Compound, and then I guess out at Freedom Factory and Clutch Kickers, it's all sort of like north and northwest Florida, as far as I can tell. Prince Chris, what is up, man? You digging that Irohaska vid? Yeah, that was a fun video to make, too. I was actually trying to go for a fast time, and those turns are just so tight, I figured I'd kind of rally it all. No drifting scene in South Dakota. Dude, I feel your pain, though. Like, when I used to lived in Kentucky for a period of time, Like, that's where I was living when I got my driver's license, and there just wasn't a drift scene. I was literally driving to other states, street driving my car in order to try and drift it, back when it was like a KA car with a viscous diff, and that was all. On, you know, like 185s or whatever. Scuba Fruits line, Vitor. Yeah, I saw it drop. We have a mods posting channel in my Discord, which is linked in the description. Shameless plug. You guys should join if you haven't already. And I saw it get posted. I haven't haven't installed it, but it did catch my eye. All right, we're gonna go, I guess, out behind Rootkit. Oh, that saucy dirt drop and then e-brake drag down the hill. I prefer a little bit faster line where I'd have to foot brake down the hill, but still, it's fun. We will not shift into first this time. Let's do a bigger manji. Oh, it's so hard to decide how much speed to kill. I was being conservative. It was too conservative. It is fun to take that wider circle. A little slow on my clutch kick there. Following root kit through the smoke. Very tight this time. Then pushing out wide, dropping the tire. And there's that little bit of foot brake in order to stay on track as we exit. All right, I've got some room. I think it might be time to try it. Oh, this is not going to work. Nope. We will do the 360. It's coming. I need clear track. Ooh, backing it in on the bank. Tiny dirt drop there. Way too large of an e-brake there. That was sort of a diamond line instead of a nice out-in-out type of apex, but nobody's perfect. I got a few potential victims for my 360 pulling up behind me. I guess I'll just let them go on by since I ran off into the grass. Okay. We'll see if we can get lined up for it in a way that I feel better about. Also not it. It's gonna take some practice. That's okay. We can at least do that. Let's go focus on that 360 for a second. Let's get over here and try it. I'm really punching above my leagues a little bit for a fourth gear 360 entry. So I've got to wait and get don't think it'll work like, yeah, that doesn't work. That's hard. Alright. Give it one more try. Could just be that it's not meant to be with the zero practice I have on this track. Nope, it's just not meant to be. Okay, this is the first track in the history of my live streaming that I can't do a 360 on. I will need more practice, and the level of practice and focus that I would have to give is more than I can give while I'm streaming and entertaining. So, some other time. I did a 360 on this track, just not on the main entry, which is what I was hoping for. Oh, let's see what we got going on. Chat as we go over to Cali, Apple Valley Speedway again, riding on board with Nick Stuckey, chasing Brandon Wicknick, an ex-FD driver in Team Take Luck out of Utah. Nino says, random question, but how do you drift all-wheel drive like Ken Block does? So, it's kind of, if you just look at rally games like WRC 9 that's just come out, 8, or Dirt Rally 2, all-wheel drive cars, you can just power them around and steer kind of like you would for a grip car, and they will manage to drift. They have so much traction, they're very stable. Lego on the Short brings back memories. You know what's up. Absolutely. Paul, what is going on, my dude? How are you? Bro is in Georgia. Got Road Atlanta. Lania Raceplex. Absolutely. Chris just got the G29. Very cool. Theo with the big questions. Would I drift this track in real life? Yeah, I would. If I could teleport myself and my car over there, I would absolutely give it a try. I don't know if I would do the super big fourth gear entry like I'm doing in the sim. I just don't know if I would think it was worth the potential risk because it's right on the wall. I mean, there's the tires, but you'd hurt the car. But I would try it. I would size it up. The whole rest of the track, I would 100% drift. No worries. Just the entry there, I'd have to feel it out, see how I was feeling. 360 timing. Absolutely. More power, bro. Someday I'll drift like you. Yeah, dude. You just gotta follow your passion and be patient. Don't get into debt. And that's basically it. Network with people that are into drifting. I have heard about the Logitech G923. It doesn't look like it's that actually different, though, from what I've seen. Saudi, we have a minor drifting scene here in Saudi, but it's mostly freestyling with V8 American cars. Fair enough. Yeah, I hear that LSs are super popular over in like Dubai and stuff too. The real drift scene in the Middle East is Bahrain. Really? Okay. Well, I mean, yeah, I guess I've seen Bahrain circuit in F1. They do drift nights for $100. Interesting. God, I need to either like seriously win the lottery so that I can distribute cars in all these countries, or make some very rich and powerful friends somehow, so that I can GTA some friends' cars and drive in all these places. Someday, man. 4 a.m. I play LFS drifting. I want to start Assetto, but I can't buy it on Steam. That is a bummer. LFS is a solid game too. 4 a.m. you may be able to buy like some sort of a Steam gift card or a prepaid Visa and link that. I'm not sure, though. I've never had to. Kaboom, is that a D&D performance wheel on the car or a Nardi? That is a legit Nardi. That's a Nardi Torino, not a replica. I have loved those wheels ever since I first saw them in basically everything option video, and I had seen them go for quite a bit, you know, like $400, $350, but I looked around and actually found a place that was selling them for $270. So I picked up mine for a lot of money for just a steering wheel. But like, here's the big facts. All right, here's what people don't tell you. Every time you get in your car, if there's a steering wheel that you really want, you're gonna see it, you're gonna feel it, you're gonna hold it, and you're gonna think like, that's so cool. And if you cheap out or get like a replica version, every time you get in the car and sit in the car, it may not bother you, but you might think like, I cheaped out. You know what I mean? So like, it's one of those things that it's so visible that it's cool. I'm really glad I got it. The obligatory live stream sneeze. At least I'm getting in the habit of muting the audio for you guys during those. Professor, truth, facts. We should have a track change coming very soon. Which car brings back memories? Oh, the Chevy Lumina, probably. What it takes to tandem with somebody? Timing, experience. LFS, Live for Speed. It's a legit sim. It is every bit as realistic as Assetto Corsa. Vitor, the main thing about LFS is that it is very, how do I say this? It's archetype based. So every other car game that I've ever played, you're driving real cars. And you have different ones. So you might have a Land Evo, you might have a Subaru, you might have a Miata, you might have an S2000, whatever. Live for Speed, very different take on it. It's all about the driving, to the point that instead of having specific makes and models, they have essentially an archetype or a stereotype of a car. So they have one front drive non-turbo. They have one rear drive non-turbo. They have one rear drive turbo with like semi-slicks, and then they have one rear drive turbo with full-on slicks and active ground effects. Well, not active, but ground effects. So like, the point being, there's not a whole lot of cars, and everybody in a given like race class drives literally the exact same car. You just customize the livery and the suspension, you know, tuning and stuff like that. But it's about the driving that much, because ultimately, if there are different cars, there's a spending contest to some degree, and some cars are just better in certain situations than others. But with Live for Speed, literally everyone is in the exact same car. Although they have one class with 3 cars that can compete. They've got a front drive turbo, a all-wheel drive turbo, and a rear drive turbo that are fairly decently balanced. I was into LFS in like 2006, but it's a sweet game. It's super realistic. It doesn't really have the modding community, or really even the community at this point that Assetto has, but as far as pure driving goes, it's pretty good. Look up some videos on it. I may make some videos on it at some point. Paul says it's 4:30 in Ireland. I should in bed. Oof, should be in bed. Ouch. Do I like drifting or Touge more? I like drifting more. Although I love Touge as well. It's all good. Goosiest. I was gonna put the Nardi on the sim wheel, but what I've got. So I'm running a Fanatec like quick release universal kit. So this has all the buttons. It plugs into my wheelbase, right? And then it's got this like grid where, sorry, it's all reversed. I'm terrible at figuring out which way to move stuff in a camera. I always point on my cards to the wrong direction of the screen too. Got to work on that. But as you can see, it's got like this grid pattern in here, and so that's where you can mount your different wheels. And the pattern doesn't really line up for the Nardi, so like it's off, and that drives me up the wall. So presently I don't. If I ever make like an adapter, some sort of sandwich plate to fit in between, I guess I could. But for the time being, the Nardi stays on the real car and the Matsuri stays on the sim. This is the wheel for my supercharged AE86. Oriam, I cannot send you money. I'm sorry, bud. Ghost, you've been practicing drifting, right on. Yeah, I stream every day, or every Friday at this time. Sauji, I'd recommend Furidashi, Drift Cybersport. I've heard of Furidashi. Saving for the E36. Best mod to get started? Well, the diff, for sure. After that, personally, I like to put coilovers on the car. You can wait on wheels and tires for a long time. More angle helps as well, of course. I'm gonna message the professor. We gotta get that new password. He said track change was incoming, so I hopped out. So we'll see how that goes. And yeah, we're going to Twitch right now. So, for those of you all who don't know, I have a Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Kame. And we are going to take approximately a 5-minute intermission while we switch things over to there. Here is where you need to go, and we are doing track change as well. We are going to MOLA 2020, and that is a track. I don't know if it's a real track or not. I think it's a real track, but my buddy Dazorm out of Norway put it together, and so we're gonna show some love to the crew and the scene out there by running it in our second half of the stream, the weekly Kame Trick Drift Bash, on twitch.tv/Kame. So go over there, give that a follow. It is September as well, so if you have Prime subs or anything else and you want to support the channel, it's a great time to do so. GhostBit8, I appreciate your videos, especially the no e-brake. Yeah, man, I need to make more of those. Honestly, that's it kind of triggers people sometimes when you start talking about e-brake or not. Like, people come out of the woodwork with stuff like opinions that I'm not even trying to talk about. But it's a fun thing to do. And like I say, it really just means that if you don't need that as a correction tool, your ability to plan a good line, your ability to look ahead. If you saw my video on looking ahead, your ability to do that is so good that you don't need the e-brake like 9 times out of 10. That's what we should strive for, in my opinion. Yep, we got those Murica socks. Gaddison, what is up, man? Alrighty, it is time to switch over to Twitch. I will see you in 5. Thank you for hanging out in the YouTube stream. Peace!